Hello, today I thought I'd give you a little glimpse at what goes on at Paint and Glue Towers and how these 3D prints are made. So welcome to my world. This is my workstation, and as you'll notice I've got models everywhere. So a little bit more of my own stuff that I use for my own wargaming and modelling. We've got some models that were sprayed up yesterday. They'll be added to the website soon. And then I've got a whole, as you can see, I'm running out of space. So all these are 3D printed figures that I've not yet had a chance to put on the website, but will do in due course. So they're all at work, or most of them are at work, and I'll give you just a quick look at what goes on. So the models start out as reels of thin plastic. So there we go. And then this is one of the workhorses. I use Ender 3s. I started off with Mark 1s, which are these ones here. They've now been replaced with the Mark 2. And as time goes by, I'm gradually replacing the older machines with the newer ones. So there's 4 Mark 2s here. So the plastic comes down, goes into a little a feeder. You can see that working, but that feeds the plastic through the tube. Comes down into what's called the hot end. That's a fan keeping the top of the hot end cool. And then, I don't know if you can see it there, but it gets squirted out the other side. So this is a Char 2C, a massive tank, and this one's actually 148, so it's even bigger than normal, and it's the biggest vehicle I do. Somebody wanted it in 148 scale, so that's the hull being printed. That's one of the tracks, and the base here is 220 millimeters. So you can see how big it's going to be. That completed this morning. It's part of a stairway going on there, and this is the German Canona 18, massive artillery piece that's just completed again. We've got 2 on the floor there. So this is a different machine. This is an artillery sidewinder, which is got a much bigger base plate and is faster at printing, but it's double the cost of the other 3D printers. There's one down there, that's a failed print, so that was left running during the night, and when I came in this morning the plastic had clogged up inside the hot end and stopped squirting out plastic, and that's how it started. And of course it's finished the print by not printing the rest of it, so that's got to be redone. I'll have to take this apart and clear it out. It's one of the hazards of 3D printing. And then I've got the resin printers. So these are a totally different type of printing, whereas this is plastic squirted out the top. This is resin kind of sucked off the bottom, if you'll excuse the phrase. Let's see if I can show you. So as you can see, I've got no space for anywhere, and I pull prints off the printer and just stick them wherever I can until I can clean them out. Oh yeah, let's just have a quick look at that actually. So when a printer finishes, print finishes, it looks like this, and it's got all this support material, and all that has to be cleaned off, and that's actually what takes the time. The printing, I can print, well, as you can see, there's 11 plastic printers going there, and if I did 2 a day, I could print 22 vehicles off every day. So that would equate to maybe 3 or 4 average orders. But it's the cleaning up the support material that takes the time. It might take anything from 2 minutes to 3/4 of an hour just to prepare one print, depending on how complicated the support structure was and how difficult it is to remove it. So that's actually what takes the time. So they're usually printed fairly speedily, often within a few days of the order arriving, but they go into a queue to be cleaned up, and that's what the delay usually is. So back to the resin. So here we've got these were printed overnight. This is a batch of MG 34s and 42s for the 251 half tracks, and the printing plate lowers into the resin. Underneath is an LCD which shines a light up onto the plate, or through the bottom. This is a see-through bottom, and where the light forms, that hardens the resin, and the plate comes down. It takes a picture of the sliced model and forms one layer of hard resin, then lifts up, and then the next layer, and then lifts up, until eventually the model is built up, and you end up with a model stuck to the plate, hopefully. We've got some Stuka-Zufus rockets in there, and on the other one, that's empty. I didn't have that going last night. So that's a very brief whirlwind tour of paint and glue towers. I hope it's given you some insight into what goes on and how your models are produced, and thanks very much for watching.